Well, as the title suggests, I've only gone and done it again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But what have I got rid of? And what have I got instead? Well, I've obviously still got the Gixxus, the GSXS 1000. And it's obviously not mediocre that I've got rid of, because this bike is fantastic. And not just because I created it. Well, I created some of it. No, it's the GS that's gone. Unfortunately, in a, what was it, space of a couple of weeks, everything started taking over. The GS, I'd just started putting the front back together and was eyeing up what I was going to do to the back. Which started to feel like a laborious task rather than something I was enjoying. I think I lost love with the bike when I crashed it. So yes, it was all getting on top of me. The GS, when I looked at it, there was a lot to do that didn't really interest me, and I'd lost a little love for the bike when I crashed it, unfortunately. So what with the renovation on that not being something that I was enjoying, and then the fact that the back wheel of my GSXS 1000 was dented when I hit a pothole, that was a little bit of a hairy moment.
Nice big bulge in the wheel. It ain't right. After I spent so much time balancing it up as well, hit a pothole on a right hand bend, and it pretty much shook me off the bike. Front wheel survived, rear wheel didn't. So yes, that needs to come off and go to the repairers. In the meantime, I have got a spare to go on. Well, I say spare, it cost me 200 quid. Just in the process of putting bearings in that.
And mediocre, shouldn't really be riding it. Both front forks are leaking, so they need doing, and I need to come up with some sort of fork guard to stop the crud getting in there. Or else it's going to be something I'll be doing regularly.
This fork is leaking. It's not a massive leak, but it's leaking. I took the dust cap off and tried one of those seal buddies, and it still won't have it. So yes, that's leaking, and this side has started again. I used the seal buddy, seal mate, whatever it's bloody called, blimey, probably a couple of months ago, which cured this one. I really need to do some fork shields, stop the shit getting on the forks. As you can see down here, it's all a bit shitty. I need to stop that before they're ruined. But yes, leaking both sides, not profusely, but but needs doing. So mediocre is out of commission really. Shouldn't be riding around with a big bulge out the side of the tyre, side of the wheel. So again, that was out of order. And I had the GS up on the lift, taking up my time. So I just decided, you know what, it's all getting a bit too much. So I've got rid of the GS. GS has gone. GS has gone. Did the front end on it. Enjoyed doing it. Enjoyed riding it. But as I say, it was all getting a bit much. I was starting to spend time in the shed to get stuff done rather than enjoying doing it. So I decided GS is going. I haven't really got the time to do that, especially with summer coming up, and I don't want it just sitting here. And to be honest, it was, I don't know, not beyond me, but it was turning into a laborious sort of task rather than actually something I was enjoying doing. So I sold it. GS is gone, and in its place, so definitely stayed true to the brand. Love my Suzukis, and in this instance I got a Suzuki Swift Sport VVTi, and what a fun little machine it is. Just the right size for throwing around town and little country lanes like this. Pretty much mint on the outside and the inside. The bloke really took care of it. Only a young kid, he had it about 3.5 years. It's all keyless entry. You press the little button on the side once. You have to have the key in the pocket, obviously. A distance of about 3 foot away, apparently. Press the button once for the driver's door, press it twice and everything opens up. And then you just turn the ignition and it'll go on. Hence the key flashing there, because the key's outside the car. But yeah, it's a good looking machine. Right, let's get back in and have a play. Few surprises, well, not a few. Electric windows, which is pretty standard these days. Electric mirrors, which is a nice little touch for such a small car. Fog lamps front and rear, but also climate control. Not just air con, but proper climate control, which is quite swank, isn't it? That's what I thought. That's an air freshener down there. It's not a blob of something. That's a tiny little motor with my wheel in the back sliding around, which was funny because the boot's not big enough to get the wheel in, so I actually had to drop the back seat to get it in there. A little bit funny, but yes, just heading up to a place called Wheel Care to hand the wheel in to get it cared. Oh, stalled it. As I say, when you get it above 4,000 revs, it really comes alive. Similar to their inline 4 bikes. They've got a bit of grunt, and then when you start getting them up in the higher revs, that's when your power band kicks in. So yes, I was expecting to have a proper play this morning, but it's decided to rain. It's meant to be a really nice weekend, and for some reason we've ended up with rain this morning. Quite the shower. And it'll never be something bloody Suzuki owners. It'll never be something I do any sort of distance in. It will be for rainy commutes. Yeah, it will be for rainy commutes and used as a wheelbarrow. Take the rubbish to work, because that was another thing. They've started. You have to book an appointment at the local tip CA site to get rid of your rubbish. So it's not like you just decide, oh, do you know what? I'll take that to the tip today. You have to book it all in. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you have to book it all in. So another inconvenience. Hence why I was taking like a bag of rubbish a day to work. So yes, the GS has gone. Unfortunately, as I say, it was all starting to get on top of me. There was so much happened within such a short space of time. There's a big bump here somewhere. There it is, let's get over there. Still got it. Yeah, everything happened in such a short space of time, with Mediocre's front forks, the dent in the GSXS's wheel through hitting a pothole, and then the GS, as I say, it just did turn into a laborious task rather than something I was enjoying. Yes, I've not had the car long. I've done 2 trips in it last week. One of those was full up with rubbish. And then I've done 1 trip this week. And that was mainly because I had to take so much to work. With all the water and everything that I take, water and milk and Christ knows what else. It was just nice to do it in 1 trip, and I've been quite fortunate that I haven't encountered any problems on the road. It's been quite nice, so not a lot of queuing at all. So there you go, the new stallion in the stable, little Suzuki Swift.